Hello, everybody. This is Jackie Cox coming to you with Ace Community, and I'm super excited to have Allie Jensen here today with us. Thanks for being here, Allie.
Hey, so glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Jackie.
Yes, of course, of course. So Allie is going to be our next speaker at the ACE community meeting on Wednesday, October 2nd, 4 to 6 p.m. in Castle Rock. So we're super excited to hear from her, but I'm going to introduce Allie, and then we're just going to have a fun conversation, hear what Allie's up to. She's one of those awesome badass women in construction. So I am so excited to have her here with us. So Allie Jensen is the president and CEO of Frontline Floor Coatings and founder of Girder Skirts. With over 17 years in male-populated industries, Allie is passionate about supporting women in construction. Through Girder Skirts, she offers soft skills training and resilience coaching from the construction site to the boardroom. From the construction site to the boardroom, Allie empowers women to embrace their leadership potential and overcome challenges. Join her in thriving in traditionally male-populated fields. So thanks for being here, Allie.
Again, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to engage with your ACE members here coming up in October. We're going to have a lot of fun.
We are, absolutely. So I am so curious, how did you get inspired to get into industry? And it's 17 years ago. You were kind of a trendsetter, trailblazer for sure.
It's kind of funny. I tell everybody, oh, I got into this business kicking and screaming because I am business partners with my husband. Barry and I have been married for almost 20 years now. And
Awesome.
we started off with a window cleaning franchise. So we were just kind of dipping our toes in construction at that point, doing like construction cleanup for windows and things like that, right before people move in, that kind of thing. But then fast forward to 2008, 2009, and the economy crashed, and so did our company.
Right.
People were not spending money to buy windows. And so about a year and a half later, we decided to partner up with somebody and start this floor refinishing business. And again, trouble struck and the partnership did not work out. But my
Right.
husband and I saw the potential and what the company could be. And so we bought that partner out. And
Nice.
here we are 11 years later, Frontline Floor Coatings, and we are experts in concrete polishing and epoxy coatings.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so what kind of clients do you mostly, come across and help when are you in commercial as well as residential, or talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we do commercial, industrial, and residential.
Okay.
Most of our residential is via custom home builders. So we very much like to be a subcontractor. And so we work for commercial general contractors, various industrial
Okay.
facilities, as well as custom home builders. We will take care of our residential customers by referral base, but I don't really actively go out and seek them. But
I see.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. That's good to know. And so, as you were kind of coming into this business with your husband, I mean, as a woman in the industry, male dominated industry, what kinds of trends have you kind of seen as you work towards, you're a National Association of Women in Construction president, and so what kinds of trends have you seen in an uplift of bringing more women into this industry?
Challenge number one is
Yeah.
over 46% of the whole construction industry as a whole is aging out or retiring. So
Oh,
we are
wow.
losing almost half of
Yeah.
our workers in the construction industry. And
Wow.
so then you have education costs and student loan costs that are honestly frightening to a lot of people. And it's just
Mhm.
not always the right fit. And
Right.
so we are seeing an exponential increase in females coming into the trades right now.
Nice.
I mean, we're talking welders,
Yeah.
plumbers, electricians, stuff like that. Our local International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, our local here in Colorado Springs, they're seeing more female students enrolling each year to become apprentices
Great.
in electrical trades. So it's just something that women make up 55% of the workforce. And so it only
Yeah.
makes sense that construction is now tapping into women as a viable resource to fill those gaps.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So talk to us a little bit about NAWIC. I mean, I know that you have been involved in that organization for a little while, but is that something that you helped start to kind of bring more awareness to it, or how did that come about for you?
I would love to take credit for starting that, but
Oh,
so NAWIC actually started in 1955 by
oh,
a
you're
group
kidding.
of women in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
And, they saw a need way back then in the 50s. I mean, these women were the
Yeah,
true trailblazers back
yeah,
then. But now we have over 120 chapters across the country, and
awesome.
it is a viable place for women within the construction industry to find, that sisterhood, that place where they feel like
Yeah,
they belong. A lot of times we are the odd man out, or we are
yeah,
literally the only woman in a room of men. And it's only natural that we feel a little out of place and we feel a little awkward, or we
sure.
some of our feminine side because we're hanging out with a bunch of guys all the time, we start
True, true.
only natural to adapt to our environment, right? So we lose some of that femininity that we have as women, which is actually our superpower. And so
Absolutely.
so we being part of NAWIC for gosh, 9.5 years now, I've been a part of that
Oh, good
association.
for you.
And it has really been a place that I can lean into and find women that get what it's like to work on a construction site, or just be
Sure,
in, they know the construction jargon, they know all the incessant amount of acronyms that are in the construction industry and things
sure.
like that. I could talk to some people about construction and they just kind of glaze over, but this is a community of women that truly get it. It is a sisterhood. It's a very uplifting and empowering environment. It's non-competitive.
Yeah,
Just have a lot of fun. So yeah, it's a really, really great organization. They also have a little bit of educational piece as well. So if you want to
sure.
get some certifications or things like that, they have many different certifications that they offer, and a lot of it's online. So
Nice, nice. And so do you feel like that's kind of the where the spin-off, not the spin-off because it's your own company, trademarked girder skirts. Do you feel like that's kind of an extension maybe of NAWIC, of being able to offer some coaching and consulting for women coming into the industry?
yeah, in a way, yes. My desire to help create girder skirts was really to bring more of the soft skills coaching and
Sure.
education piece that is really missing in
Okay.
organizations like NAWIC. So with me, I help teach people how to network. I teach people to tap
Oh,
into
good.
their strengths and their confidence as a result, and be able to walk into that room full of guys and not have it be super awkward. I mean,
Good.
it's like working out. You build muscles when you're working out, and networking is very much the same way, right?
Agreed.
It gets easier with practice, and then
Yeah,
the whole self-care and doing things that help us maintain our identity instead of morphing
yeah.
into the guys to fit in and those kinds of things.
Right.
That's the coaching and support that I offer for women.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So do you feel like you're gaining some good momentum with girder skirts then?
Yeah, yeah, it's been really great. I love to do keynote speaking, and I'm
Yeah.
getting a lot more of those kind of opportunities. So it's been a lot of fun as far as that. I'm getting to travel and speak at new
Yeah.
places, and I mean, that's one of my favorite parts of being what I do with frontline floor coatings too, because I do the
Yeah.
estimating and networking for that. And I just love to meet people. I love to hear other people's stories. I love to share my story because I've been through so many different
Yeah.
experiences in my life, both as a professional woman, as a mom, as a sister, as a daughter, all the things. And inevitably, I can find something in my life that relates to somebody else. And I love that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's awesome. And so before we get into some of the things we talk about within ACE community, adventure, creativity, and enjoyment, fun as the priority, let's talk a little bit about your conference that you have coming up that you just mentioned. When we were offline, we were talking about this conference for the high school students.
Yes, yes. So one of the nonprofits that I'm involved with here in Colorado Springs is Southern Colorado Construction Career Days. I'm actually the president of the board this year for
Nice.
2024. And our big event is coming up in just a couple days on
Yeah.
September 12th. at the Norris Penrose Event Center. And we host an hands-on experiential field trip basically for high
Yeah.
school juniors and seniors within the region to come and experience different aspects of the construction industry. So
Yeah.
we have Colorado Springs Utilities coming out with their gas line pipe seamer, so they can actually play with like these PVC pipes that they get to see together. We've got multiple excavators, front end loaders, backhoes. The
Good.
kids will all get to sit in the driver's seat and play
Yeah.
with them. They will be stationary, but they get to actually use the scoop and pick up some, you know,
Sure.
material and move it and that kind of stuff. We've got the Carpenters Union. They make little toolboxes. Sheet metal workers, they get to bend a little metal box if they go to
Oh,
those.
very cool.
One of the bigger companies here in town, GE Johnson, they bring their buddy benches, which the high school students build and paint these benches, and then the benches are then set at elementary schools so that if a child is feeling bullied or they're having a bad
Oh,
day or things like that, there's assigned buddies that are like the upper level of the elementary school. If they see a kid sitting on that bench, means
oh,
that that child is having a mental health moment and they need somebody to talk to. And so
oh, that is awesome.
it makes me teared up because it's
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just don't know how many people
Yeah.
touch through construction. It's the
Right.
craziest thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that they do that. And I love that the students get to take part in that as well and helping build it and paint it. And then the elementary kids get to be a leader and be a mentor for these younger kids that, I mean, oh, these kids struggle with so much more than I think we did.
Oh,
And
yes.
there's so much in their face all the time, right? And so I think that's so amazing. So question about your career day for tomorrow or for Thursday and Friday. And they're for juniors and seniors. Are there kind of some prep courses that the freshmen and sophomores are already starting to take in order to kind of look at that path then?
Yeah. So there's another nonprofit here in town. It's Careers in Construction Colorado.
Oh,
And
cool.
it was started through the Housing and Building Association here in Colorado Springs. And it is literally all funded and supported by builders throughout our city and county,
Yeah.
to help bring shop classes and construction
Cool.
education back to the high schools.
Good.
There are, I think they have almost 80 different school districts now throughout Colorado. This is Denver all the way down the Front Range.
Sure.
That now have incorporated construction classes of some kind
Good.
into their curriculum as an option for students. I know Widefield School District 3, they're amazing. I absolutely love Widefield School District 3. All four of my children went to Widefield High School, so go Gladiators. But they have a place called the Mill, and it's the manufacturing industry learning lab.
Oh, cool.
And they offer this for freshmen all the way through senior in high
Great.
school to go, they get bused to the mill and they have the option of learning custom cabinetry, electrical, plumbing. They get to work on building an actual house
Nice.
there on site that is then transported and sold to like low income families or things like that,
Yeah.
help. And then the money from that house funnels back into the program to keep
Great.
the kids going into construction classes. But they can get your basic, certifications. They can get their OSHA 10,
Good.
they can get ladder safety, they can get basic electrical safety, all these certifications.
Good.
And what's really awesome is that our workers' comp company, Pinnacle Assurance, has now said, okay, if kids are enrolled in this program and they have these certifications, like the OSHA 10 hour, for example,
Sure.
then they can be employed in construction at age 16. And
Oh
then
my gosh.
wait until age 18 because of high insurance costs, high workers' comp premiums, because they're
Sure.
not safe on the job site. And so
Sure.
it's a clear pathway for kids to get
Yeah.
into a career path, start getting paid while they're learning,
Yeah.
even at age 16.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm starting to hear it more and more. I mean, again, I'm connected with great women like you and other, few women along the way that are in the industry. And I'm starting to hear it more and more that it's, you know what, college, a 2-year or 4-year college is not for every student. They don't learn best in that environment sometimes, right? And I love that trades are coming forward way faster. And again, like you said earlier, Allie, it helps keep those student loan debt lower, because then they're working while learning. And I just think there's so much value to having these kids being offered these programs and stuff at an earlier and earlier age. I think it's really amazing. And it's thanks to, people like you, your husband and NAWIC. It's thanks to your tenacity in the industry to keep driving things forward. So, kudos to being involved.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. I never thought when I started this company, 11 plus years ago
Yeah.
that this is where I would be, that this is where the path would take me, the journey would
Yeah.
take me. And, I'm just stepping into it and owning it. And
Yeah.
I am who I am. I can't help myself by helping others. I'm just one of those people that that's what fuels my fire, is seeing
Yeah.
someone else succeed because they just needed that little lift, that they
Yeah.
needed a little boost. And if I can help that, then that makes my day. It absolutely makes.
Yeah. That's awesome. And so one more question about the conference. Is that conference open to the public or is it strictly to the high school students?
So it is strictly for the high school students.
Okay.
It is registration only. Now, we do still need a couple of group leaders. So if there's anybody out there that has some time from 7:30 to 1:30 on Thursday morning, to take a group of 10 to 12 kids around, and you get to experience all these different things in
Yeah.
construction too, as the group leader. Yes, you do get to drive an excavator if you want to. So but you can sign up to be a group leader at www.sococareerdays.com, and just click on the tab that says volunteer. We're looking for about 10 more people to be group leaders to help separate out these 720 plus kids to go through all the stations. So
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Are you okay if I add that link? Because I'll put some links in the comments after we're done here. Was that one of the links that's okay?
yeah, that'd be
Okay.
awesome.
Okay. Sounds good. So awesome. Well, Allie, tell us what you do for fun a little bit, or adventurous, or anything creative. You're in this very technical, hands-on industry, and I think that there can be a lot of creativity in your industry as well. I would also love to hear what you do personally to kind of step away from the industry, but then do some things for you. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, yeah. So, personally, I start the day every day. I have a little 30-minute meditation session,
For
every day.
you.
I don't necessarily meditate for that entire 30 minutes. I
Sure.
meditate for about 10 to 15, and then I journal for a little bit,
Yeah.
and I do that first thing in the morning. So it sets my intention for the day, and it
For you.
kind of gets the wonkiness, the monkey mind, tamed a little bit in the morning.
Sure.
It just helps me to just, ah, okay, I can do this. And
Yeah.
so there's that. And then my happy place is really in the mountains. I absolutely love to go camping, and I guess it's more like glamping because we have a 50-year-old toy hauler that we tow behind
Great.
us. But we don't go to your traditional, like, your KOA campground thing. No, we go
Right.
way up in the hills where there's no bathrooms or anything like that.
Good.
Find a fire pit, maybe. Um,
Yeah.
but we love to ride the trails and experience the outdoors, the sunshine, the fresh air, just
Love
being
it.
here. I really, really, that's like one of my favorite things to do, to decompress, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mine too. I mean, it's just there's something about just being in that fresh air and letting yourself just decompress, relax, and just be present, truly. So I love that. I love that. That's awesome. And you mentioned you had a nice little trip over the weekend, and so you got to leaves were starting to turn, which I'm so excited about. Fall is my favorite,
Yes.
especially in Colorado here. But have you gone to any cool places where you've seen some real beautiful colors?
Um, you know, I went up to the Taylor Park area. It's you know, just over Cottonwood Pass here in Colorado. And you know, some of the aspens were starting to change. As we were leaving, I was noticing all the scrub oaks are starting to change. And I was, man, that is gonna look like it's on fire up here next week. So
Oh, yeah, I know. It's so beautiful. I mean, I remember one year for a networking conference, we were out in Boston in October, and it was just stunning. And I mean, I know their season's a little later than ours, but we kind of timed it pretty well. And I just relish in all of that color, and I love it. Fall is just, it's such a beautiful time of year. And I mean, I know it's so crazy to think, because it's like we're getting all this beauty because the trees are letting go, right, and releasing. And so there's some good synergy there as well to our own lives. you
yeah.
know so when we let go, we can let our beauty shine and things like that. So I think there's some good lessons there. But awesome. Well, what do you feel like is the most adventurous thing that you've done in your life, in the last couple of years or last 5 years even?
Oh man. I would say, oh gosh, that's tough. Because I'm kind of an adventure junkie a little bit.
I love it.
Um, I would say my biggest adventure right now is honestly is being a grandma. I'm a Gigi.
Oh, yay, you're Gigi. Is that what you said?
Yes, yeah. So Gigi is that's my grandma name. And my grandson, that was part of why we went camping, is we took my grandson who's turning 2. It was his first camping trip. And so that was just super fun to be a part of that. And you know, I took him for a little ride on the ATV too. So it
Yay.
was just that it's everything's an adventure because everything is new
Yes.
and different and
Yes.
you know, a whole different experience. So I would say that currently that's probably my biggest adventure is being a Gigi.
That's awesome.
But I would say in May, over just before Mother's Day, I was able to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we jumped into the ocean off of a big giant rock off of the coast.
Whoa.
So that was
Really?
fun. That was adventurous. And then doing some snorkeling, that was really fun too.
That's awesome. How high up do you think you were on that rock?
I think I was probably a good 30 feet up above.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Good for you. Good
It
for
was so
you.
fun. It was a lot of fun. It took some prodding from my 28-year-old son. He's like,
Yeah,
"Come
yeah,
on,
it, it
you can do
it
it."
does, because Jeff and I did that on our honeymoon 20 years ago. Now, at this point, we're 20 years in as well, but um, we did that in Hawaii, and it was about a 30-foot cliff, and we were more going into a freshwater pond, but still, it took a lot of courage just to do it, and the instructor was super kind. But he goes, I need you to go as straight as you can. Of course, you go feet first, but he's like, I need you to go as straight as you can. And from up above, Jeff said that I looked like a chair going in. And so you can imagine what body part hit first.
Ouch.
Yes, and so I definitely struggled with that, and I'm not the best swimmer, and so and the water was super cold, and so you get in, and I went in like a chair, so now I'm in pain. And then it was super cold, so I was like, trying to catch my breath, and I'm not a great swimmer. And so the guide up above, he was like, ma'am, are you okay? Like, I think he thought he had to come in there after me. and I mustered up I'm okay, and then kind of had to get out of the way because Jeff was still jumping. Jeff came in as if he was, I'm not sure what his arms were doing, but his arms were outward, and so naturally that hit first.
Oh,
uh
ouch.
so neither of us had, a very pretty experience. So it was fun. It was exhilarating. I was also 25 years old and not now, right? And so it was definitely one of those I was one and done, but I feel great that we experienced it.
Yeah, yeah.
So no, I love adventure too. I don't know if I'd say I'm an adrenaline junkie, but I am an adventure like lover. And so like I don't need to do all the things where it's just to do things. I kind of like my adventures with a little bit more thought. So anyway, Well, this is awesome. So, Allie, what is the best way for our audience to get in touch with you moving forward here?
Sure. Well, you can always contact me via social media. I am on Facebook, of course. Instagram, you can find me at Girder Skirts. I
Okay.
am also on LinkedIn under Allie, Allly Jensen. And you can see my name spelled on the screen here. It's Jencson.
Yeah.
You can also send me an email. It's Allie, Allly, at girderskirts.com. So those are really the fastest, easiest ways to get in touch with me. And like I said, I love meeting new people. I love connecting. So yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Is that email kind of your preferred email then?
Yeah.
Because I have another one as well, and you kind of respond to both, but
Yeah. The other one that you have is more for the construction company, the construction side.
okay,
So yeah, I
perfect.
keep it a little separate.
Okay, absolutely. Good to know. I'll just make a change. No problem. So awesome. Well, Allie, this is great. We are super excited to have you at our next ACE community meeting on Wednesday, October 2nd. We're interviewing now because Jeff and I are off on our next adventure. We leave the 14th this Saturday to head to Peru. So I'm super excited about that. And so we're a little earlier in the month for you to be interviewing, but I love it. I'm glad you could be here. But again, October 2nd, Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. at Bucket List Tavern in Castle Rock. So join us for that event or that meeting. It's a super fun meeting. We keep it nice and light, and Allie will be, continuing to share her journey. And some of it, Allie, actually, she's sharing about construction of a rebel, which I love. So discover the power within you and gain confidence to showcase your authenticity boldly. So that's going to be perfect for this group. And I'm sure you'll tell us all about those acronyms of rebel. So
Absolutely.
awesome. So that's what Allie's going to be talking to us about. I try to keep the events somewhat similar to the topic if we can. So on October 16th, our monthly activity this month, we're going to be doing an activity, Know Your Home workshop. And so it's going to cover basics from the electrical panel to the plumbing, to drywall, to the roofing, what happens in your house. And that way, when you're looking for a contractor, you can kind of get a good idea. Well, that seems really very involved, or that doesn't. And so this quote is not reflective of that, right? One way or the other. And so definitely come to that. That'll be awesome. It's going to be at the Denver Tool Library in Denver, of course. So that will be fun as well. So Allie, thank you so much for being on with me today. I love your energy and your passion for helping people. And I can't wait to hear more of what you have to share in a few weeks here.
Yeah. I'm excited. You have an awesome time in Peru.
Thank you. Yes, we've been looking forward to it and training for it. So it's going to be an adventure for sure. We're going to do
Awesome.
the Inca Trail, and our anniversary is actually October 2nd. And so we're celebrating our 20-year anniversary just ahead of that while we're in Peru. So
Oh.
yeah, so I'm going to stop the recording here from Facebook. All right.